The President of the United States has announced a peace deal that one of the two main parties to the war has not confirmed. That should give you pause. In Berlin, we have learned to read the fine print of American peace announcements the way you read a used car advertisement, slowly, and with the suspicion that the word final is doing an enormous amount of heavy lifting. Here is what Donald Trump posted on his own platform. A body he personally created, the so-called Peace Council, has reached an agreement to disarm Hamas and other armed groups in Gaza. According to sources in Washington and the Peace Council itself, Hamas has agreed. Israel, meanwhile, has said nothing. Not yes, not no. Silence. And this is the part Americans are trained to skip past. In the president's telling, Israel withdraws its forces as the disarmament proceeds, an international stabilization force arrives, a new Palestinian police force takes over, and a new Palestinian government works closely with the Peace Council. It is a beautiful architecture. It also assumes the cooperation of a country that only days ago called the proposed terms, and I quote a government official, not satisfactory. So we have a curious situation. Hamas reportedly signed the final text, including an article on complete disarmament. The Israeli side is unimpressed, and the president has declared victory before the more heavily armed party has agreed to anything. From here, that is not a peace deal, that is a press release with ambitions. Let us be fair. There may be real movement. Mediators in Cairo, Egypt, Qatar, Turkey reportedly made rare progress, and after nearly a year of a war that had largely ground to a stalemate, any progress is worth noticing. Europeans want this war to end as badly as anyone. We are the ones absorbing the refugees, funding the reconstruction, and managing the political shockwaves at home. But notice the language of the people actually doing the work. One senior official said progress might come in the next 1 to 2 months. Another source from the Peace Council offered a timeline of 200 to 350 days. Precise figures, they added, can only come once a timetable for each phase has been agreed, which is to say, once the actual agreement has been agreed. It is unclear whether this is a binding treaty or a statement of intent. That is not a small detail. That is the entire question. Here is what the outside view offers. American politics rewards the announcement, not the outcome. The headline lands today. The 200 difficult days arrive quietly later when the cameras have moved on. We have watched this pattern before. The ceasefire declared, the handshake photographed, the collapse underreported. We hope genuinely that this one holds. Disarming Hamas and rebuilding Gaza under a functioning Palestinian government would be a historic achievement. But hope is not confirmation. And until the government of Israel opens its mouth, this remains a deal announced by one side, agreed by the other side, and unmentioned by the party with the tanks. That's the view from here. What does it look like where you are? Drop it in the comments and subscribe for the perspective American media won't give you.